Hey there, and welcome to this week's training session. And yeah, glad to have you here. I'm going to start in just a minute or so, just give people a chance to join. If you're obviously watching from YouTube or you're watching the recording, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz, all of that good stuff. And yeah, we will get on with the tutorial shortly. Hopefully everyone's had a really good weekend. This training session's a little bit more unscripted, just because there's so much going on at More Niche at the moment with Brutal Force, Testogen, Trim Tone, Then Gold. All of the brands that we've got are doing really well, and so there's just so much work in them. So this is a little bit more of an on-the-fly kind of training session. So this week we're basically going to go through creating the social channels and creating kind of like a social fortress, and then looking at ways on how we can actually automate our social postings. So I'm going to get on in just a moment. If obviously anyone has any questions about the topic of the training or just affiliate marketing in general, please do put a comment in the comment section, and I'll answer that throughout the training and obviously at the end as well. So yeah, let's get started. So when it comes to social, we always hear how social, having social accounts is really important. It's good for visitors, building trust, building authority. It can be good for SEO with the social signals. Now, to be completely honest, you can easily rank a website without the social channels. You don't need to do social. I would definitely recommend doing social, just because it helps to build up, like I say, that trust factor, that authority. And it's pretty much standard. If you've got a real business, then they're going to have the social accounts. And let's face it, Google wants it's probably shying more away from affiliates that are kind of like hiding in the shadows, keeping themselves secret and all of that stuff. So actually trying to create an affiliate site that mimics what big businesses do, big authority sites do, then that in the long run is going to obviously do you more benefit. And one of those is having the social media accounts. Now, the problem with social media accounts is that it's not always possible to manage and maintain every single one. I've tried it myself with a food blog, and it's just tiring, and it's not always possible. So what I would always recommend doing is, if there is one particular social channel that you actually enjoy using yourself personally, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever it is, if you have a Facebook channel, sorry, not a Facebook channel, a social channel that you enjoy using, then I would personally focus on that. That's where you put most of your effort in the social stuff. And then all of the other sites, you can just set up some automation so that every time you post to your website, it will then post to that channel, just so you've got a bit of presence. So today, we're basically going to go through the different social channels, setting up an account, and then showing you how to automate it so it basically gets content on there from your blog when you post an article. So let me share my screen. Like I say, just while I'm doing this, if you've got any questions, please do put them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to help. So as an example, excuse me, the site that I'm going to do is basically the site that I'm working on in the background with the UM training. So obviously a fitness site. So here's the social logo that I created. So I've got that ready, and I've obviously got my email account set up so that I can obviously sign up to the social networks. So we'll do that now. So first off, I'm going to start with Twitter. Yeah, this is very simple stuff. Obviously, if you've got Twitter, then it's you know what to do. So we're basically just going to create a name, fitness. I don't know if that's going to be available, but we'll soon find out. As you can see, when you sign up to Twitter, you can use your phone or you can use an email. I would always change this to email. Make sure you sign up with an email address. The main reason behind that is just because, if your phone number ever changes, it's going to be really hard to get access to that account. So if you sign up for email, then you can obviously just update your email if you need to. So we'll just bang in our username and password, not my username and password, my date of birth. There we go. Next. Skip all of these. That's just rubbish. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Sign up. And then it will send a verification code. Really easy. So let's go back to our emails and just wait for that to come through. And more than likely, it's going to take a minute. There we go. So then we just grab the verification code and paste that in there. Next, and then we'll just create a password. Next. Okay, so there we go. We now have our account. We'll just add in. Well, I need to download the picture first, don't I? That always helps, doesn't it? So we'll download that. Download. Quickly ask for phone verification as well. So you better get it very right straight away. Yeah, I mean, I've always just used email verification. It just works out just as quick. I mean, obviously, if you're using it well, but I've never had a major issue with doing it just through email, to be honest. I must have literally thousands of accounts. Well, maybe not thousands, but a few. So I'm just uploading the image now. So that's good. Apply. Happy days. And then we'll leave the bio blank, but you know what to do with your site's bio. And we'll leave interest blank for now as well. And then we won't follow any of those just yet. And we'll skip that for now. So there we go. We have our account set up. Happy days. Just make sure we're happy with that. So we'll put in the website address. That's something that you do want to do with all of these, because it just obviously links them together. And then we'll save that and happy days. And you want to put, a cover art and all of that stuff, but we're not going to go all of those. All of my accounts needed phone verification within a week. Quite possibly. I mean, maybe if it might do if you've got a few signed up. I don't know if I can remember actually having that issue. But then it doesn't take long, hopefully, and then you can get it verified. But yeah, I've got quite a few accounts and I can't remember, so possibly. So the next we're going to go Instagram, switch accounts, sign up, switch accounts, sign up. There we go, this is where we get stuck. Right, so then we go email again. Let's just do this. Now, Instagram's the one that I tend to have difficulty with in terms of verification, because I have so many accounts and they're all on the same phone. So that was not available, so we'll just go UK. That's not available, so how about okay, so how about the fitness couple UK? So this is when you get obviously difficulties finding usernames that are quite generic. There, that works. Next. Now that's the tricky thing, if I actually ever remember that username. So we'll just put in the date of birth again. There we go. And again, verification code. So we'll wait for that one to come through while we do the other ones. So I tend to sign up to the main social accounts. So that'll be Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook page, and a YouTube channel. And I would create those as my main social kind of fortress, which will all link to each other within the profile sections. And that's where I'll obviously go to obviously post updates and whatnot. Pinterest particularly can be incredibly good at traffic generation, so it can be a really good way of generating traffic if obviously the niche is suitable. It's still very higher female presence than male presence, but it's still got a good, for the fitness stuff you can do quite a lot. For the nutrition side of it you can do quite a lot as well. So there's obviously a lot of scope there on Pinterest, and there's so much traffic on there. I've said it before, but I used to have a food blog that I used Pinterest, and that was getting 300-400 impressions a month. So it's getting a lot of impressions. So again, Pinterest, we've just signed up, standard one, username, password, all that stuff. Obviously set the language and country to where the website's based, and then you can obviously look at adding a couple of these just so that you've got some that you can share. Let's have a look. Can't find any that look suitable. With Pinterest, specifically at the beginning, it's really important to share other people's content more than your own. Normally I do about 80% other people's and then 20% my own, and that tends to work really well for me. And then as you do more and more, you can obviously post more of your own stuff. You can then get added to group boards and start sharing their stuff as well. So yeah, you do quite a lot. So now we've logged set up here, we need to go to our account. So we'll just go finish. Oops. You could put a name there if you wanted, but we'll not bother. And then we'll change the picture. And just upload the same profile picture. So there's a video, if you want advice on setting up the branding and a profile picture, there's a video on the YouTube channel which is basically about branding. So going through Canva and actually creating the branding towards the site to create a nice logo. Just move my screen down. It's always annoying when I've got two screens and the save button's at the bottom. And I'm gonna have to do it again now. So there we go. We got it that time. Has that worked? Oh, yep, that's done. So there we go. That's that one. And then we'll create a Facebook page. So here I've just gone to pages, create a page, and then we'll just create that as well. Now let's go for, let's see if there's a fitness. How about let's just go for a personal blog, and we'll leave the description for now. And then we will create that page. Like so. Okay, so that's been created. So I'll close this. Oh, here we go, right at the side. Can't see it. Okay, so I'm just adding the logo now. So there we go, we've got the social logo there. And then obviously you can create a cover image as well. So I don't actually have one of those at the minute. But yeah, Canva's great. You can just create those from a template and it works really well. So we're going to save that. It always seems to take a while to save sometimes. It's not been great today. So here we go, we have our new one. And then here we have to connect it to Facebook, WhatsApp if you want, but we're not going to. So we'll go close that. That's fine. You can obviously do that if that's something you want to do. Next, we're going to go into, where's the settings? here somewhere. Oh, this, I don't know why. It's blind half the time. So here we can obviously connect it to our Instagram account. So we need to get the code for that. So let's just grab the code for Instagram. The center, there we go. So we'll copy that. We will paste the confirmation code into Instagram. These things take so long. There we go. So that has now been set up on Instagram as well. So we can now connect our Facebook account to our Instagram account. So we'll continue. And this is basically going to pre-author connection, but we don't want that one. We want, or that one. I want, told you I forget what the username was. Also, copy and then connect. I don't know if I leave the screen somewhere. There we go. Just connecting it now. I'm just logging in. It's come up on a different window, so you can't see it on the stream. I'm basically just authorizing the connection between Facebook and Instagram. So save that, and you should see it connect in a moment. So okay, that's now connected to the Instagram account. And now the Instagram account has been approved. I'm just going to edit the profile, put in our website. And then we will submit that. And then we'll change the picture. And there we go. So the picture's updated on there as well. So now we will page info, see what else we need to update. So we've got username, we can change that. So we can put that to Fitness Couple UK to try and match everyone else's. Obviously that's not available. Let's try and match it to Instagram one then. Okay, oh, the page isn't illegible. So yeah, you need so many, I think it's 10 likes. You need it liked 10 times and then you can add a username. So we'll do that at another stage. Here we can put in the email address. And then we can put in the website. And like I say, this is all to connect it, all the entity to the same business. And then we can leave all of that stuff alone. And again, it's a save button. Let me save automatically, that's fine then. Cool. Next, we want to create the YouTube channel. So we just need a Google account for that. So first of all, we'll create a Google account. Let's see if I can spell. Oh gosh, what's going on? Hello, not HTML. There we go. Oh, I've already set that up. Okay, so then you'd create the account and then you'd log in. So we want hello at. This is the benefit of using the same type of email for every website, is it makes it easy to remember what the email address is. Yeah, okay, that's not a surprise. I've logged into a lot of accounts today, so this obviously just needs to verify it. So it's just sending me a text message now to 3575. Verify. There we go. Okay, so now we're in YouTube. And you can obviously see the types of videos that I've been watching. So let's have a look on my account. I don't want to go on my account. Switch to that one. Okay, there we go. So now we've logged into the account for the new email that we've created. So hello at Fitness Couple. So then we want to go to create a channel, and then we want to give the channel a name, upload a picture. I'll do that now. And create channel. And a lot of people, to be honest, they kind of shy away from YouTube, creating video content. It is time consuming. It's just take time. It takes a lot of work, but it is really worthwhile. It can be an incredible source for traffic. It can be a great source for conversions, and just a really good way of building up your own authority within the niche that you're in. And that's what we want at the end of the day. We want to show that we are an expert. And YouTube is a great way of doing that, even more so if you're happy to appear on video yourself, or if you're just doing voiceovers. Video is an excellent method, and it's, to be honest, very underutilized within the affiliate industry, especially more niche. We don't have too many people focusing on video, but it is definitely worth doing. It's really underutilized. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to do. So we've just created the channel. It's all done. Obviously, we've got no videos here. Now, when it comes to videos, you can, obviously just get a camera, get your phone, record a video, whether it's an unboxing video on a product that you've got that's, you're doing a review, exercises, all that stuff, or you can use tools such as Vidami and convert your articles from your website into a video format, which works really well. And even Canva. So I use Canva for all of my graphics, all of my logos. The premium account, which is like $10 a month, also allows you to create videos as well. And it comes full with stock photos and stock video footage. So it's really good if you're wanting to create videos that way. So we want to go to customize channel, I believe. Yeah, that'll take us into the studio. And we'll get rid of that, close that. And then we want to go to branding. We've got that. So obviously we'll put in our profile picture there. You've got your channel art, your banner image there. Again, like Canva has templates of that. We then have our basic info. So we've got our channel there. We want to put in our email address. And then we want to add in our website. So, oops, I'm going to put YouTube. There we go. That's not what we want to do. And then you can add in a link to all of your socials. So put that in there, and we'll get our social page. There we go. So we'll get the page, and we will put that in there. Next, we want to go for Twitter. So we'll get our Twitter, and we'll put that in there. And then we'll get our Instagram. And we'll put our Instagram in there. And then finally, we have our Pinterest. So then we'll get our Pinterest account. And with Pinterest, when you, I'll show actually, there we go, we'll save, publish that. So with Pinterest, when you set it up, you go to settings, and then you need to go to claim and basically claim these so you can connect it to your website. So you just need to put some HTML snippet in there. You can connect it to your Instagram and to your YouTube. So it's all interlinked, all connected to each other, which is what we want to do. So we'll allow that. And then we'll also do it with YouTube. Now I've just created that. That one. Allow. there we go. So they're claimed. I won't do it with the website just yet. So they've all been claimed. So that's all set up fine. So now we have all of the social channels that we want. We have Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. And that's taken probably less than 20 minutes just to set them all up. So it takes very little time to do. And like I say, I would definitely recommend doing it as much as possible just to get them all up and running. Just for that, building that authority up. And like I said, a lot of them you can get some really good traffic from. I would personally, depending on obviously the niche, if I was to focus on creating a fitness site and I wasn't going to be in it myself, so I have a stomach on me, so me promoting fitness on Instagram is not going to work. So if I wasn't going to be on it myself, then I would focus on Pinterest and YouTube. If I was going to be on it myself, if I was pretty ripped and I looked like I was benefiting from the products, then I might do more Instagram, Pinterest and YouTube as well. So Instagram in there as well, just to obviously build up that authority and that social following. So yeah, just definitely think about the niche and the social platform. And like I said, you want to just pick one or two main platforms to focus on as well, because you've got a lot of work to do with your website. You want to be still updating your website on a weekly basis at least. You want to be doing your off-page SEO, so building backlinks. You want to be doing email. So then managing all of the social channels is just not going to be physically possible. So you only want to pick one or two to focus on, and then do some automation with the rest. So I'm going to show you one tool that helps deal with automation based on you publishing content to your website. And then there's tools that you can use to schedule content to your social channels manually. So there's a couple. There is Hootsuite, which basically allows you to basically just schedule posts. So you can create your posts and you can schedule them in, and they'll automatically post depending on the time, and that can work really well. Hootsuite's a really good tool to do that. For Pinterest alone, I used to use Tailwind app or Tailwind, and this is really good just to schedule in as many pins throughout the day and throughout the week as possible, just to help grow that channel without actively having to spend a lot of time on it. You can really just start with the week and just schedule 100 pins throughout the week or 200 pins, and then just leave it to go and just continue doing that on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis, get them all scheduled in. And then over time, that channel will just naturally grow on its own as you're building all of those pins in there. So definitely worth it if that's, obviously the social network you want to grow. Now, when it comes to posting on the social channels based on what you post to your blog, you want to use something called Zapier, or there is also one called IFTTT, I think it is. And what this basically does is it connects to your website's RSS feed. So every time you make a post, it goes in the RSS feed, and then this sees that you've made a post and then shares it to your social channels automatically. And it's a really good way of kind of just speeding up the process. When I started my food blog a while back, I would basically create the post on my website. I would then create the thumbnails, I'll get all the text, I'll then go to each and every single one of these social platforms and post it. And it's just such a long process. I'd have literally a spreadsheet of each social network and I'll be ticking done when I've done it. And it's just messy. There's no reason to have to do that. So I would then create an account on Zapier. So again, we'll use these. I'll just use my details for this bit and then get started for free. And it is free. you can pay. Basically, they use things called zaps. So the more zaps you use, the you get so many for free, and then you have to pay for further ones. But there is enough free ones for you to be able to use it for your website without paying for anything. So you can just use the free account. So what shall I? Oh no, that makes sense. 1 to 4, and then continue. So what we're going to use, we're going to use Instagram, we're going to use Twitter, we're going to use search for RSS, we're then going to use Pinterest. We might not be able to use Pinterest because the premium, I've not used this for a while, to be honest with you. And we're going to use YouTube, and that'll be fine. So we'll finish that setup. Okay, so now we want to create one. So we've got some recommended workflows. So this is what we want: RSS tweet to a tweet new RSS feed item. So what we're basically going to do is, as I said, a RSS feed is when you make a post, it shows up on the RSS and then it shares it to this. So we'll go try it now. Okay, so here's the trigger, which is basically what is needed to start something, kind of thing. So we have to choose the app and the event. We've gone for an RSS. So we need a feed URL. Now, the feed URL is basically your website address. Oops, I can't spell today. And then /feed, or it might be /RSS. But I think feed is the most common one. And if you're using WordPress, you will have an RSS feed. It creates one automatically. Now, we don't need a username or password because it's a public RSS feed and it's a standard one, so we don't need to worry about that. Next, we go continue. And then we test the trigger. So here's an example article that I've put up there. So we can see that since it's found this piece of content, we know that the connection is working. So we'll just go continue. And then this takes us to the action. So we've got the trigger. So what is actually going to trigger to make it happen? And then we have what happens. And in this respect, we've got Twitter as the app, and then you can see the action events. So you can create a tweet, add user to list, update profile, search users. So we don't want any of these. We just want to create a tweet, and then continue. And then we just need to sign into our Twitter account. Excuse me, and then accept, and then hopefully this is actually connecting us to the correct Twitter account, but we'll soon find out. So yeah, continue. Yeah, there we go. So we want to then authorize, and just make sure that you do have, oh, you're not seeing this, to be fair, because it's come up on a different pop-up. But it's basically a pop-up that's come up that's asked me to authorize the app, and you just want to make sure that it is the correct Twitter account that you're authorizing. And then you just click the authorize app button. And that takes a minute. So I've just authorized that now. So we can see here, Twitter account, then there's the Twitter account. And then we just hit continue. And then we have the actual action here. So by default, it will put in the title and the link to that piece of content. So it's automatically pulled this example title and the URL. You can add more in there. So you can also add a description if you want. You can add the publish date. You can add all of this or some of this information to there that you think is going to be useful. More often than not, it's going to be the title and a link that is going to be the most useful. That's what people are going to see the most. You could add a description in there as well, but personally, I don't bother. And then what will normally happen is, because you're putting the URL, so because it's got a link to the actual post title, it will then also display either the featured image of that post or whatever image you've set as your social card. So it'll automatically show the image of that, so it stands out a lot more as well. And that'll be fine. So let's just double check this. Can't see below there. Yeah, that's fine. So we don't need any of that. Right. That's fine. And we can set that to yes, so it automatically shortens the URL. And then continue. And then we'll test and continue. So yeah, a tweet was just sent to Twitter just now. I don't know if that did actually, if we can see that. So there we go. So as you can see, it's just posted that piece of content now, and there's no actual featured image on this article, which is why nothing is showing. So yeah, simple as that. It's automatically done that for us. So the next thing is just to turn on the Zap. So that is now done, and we can go back to the home page. Where are we? Yep, we're going to log in. There we go. So now we have our Zap here, like so, and then we can create another Zap if we want to. So as you can see here, look, you've got up to 1,000 tasks in the free account, unlimited Zaps. So to be honest, it's going to be more than enough to last for one website, really easy. And then we can just create another one. So we can create one for the next social account. So again, we have the trigger. So we're going to go for an RSS feed as the trigger. An event is a new item. Continue. Set up the trigger again. So this is the RSS feed. And we'll continue because we don't need the login details. Test the trigger. That's fine. Continue. And then we have the app. So we have, again, Pinterest, YouTube. I believe, I'm not sure if Instagram was there. Instagram. Instagram's a bit tricky because that one you do need to do manual approval, but like I say, you can get some tools that will actually allow you to schedule them. I think Pinterest is premium, but let's go for a Facebook page. So then we want to create a page post. I like to do this particularly for Twitter and a Facebook page because I personally hate using Twitter and Facebook. So it makes it so much easier for me. So I'm just authorizing this now. That's why it's just showing up on a new pop-up. Okay. There we go. So continue. And then the action. So what is it going to do? So that's the page that we want it to post on. And then we want the title, we want the link, and then we want the description. I think that's enough. The reason I go for the description on the Facebook one is because you can just have a lot more, characters, so you're not as restricted. I'll hit continue, and yeah, that looks good. Test and continue. So then now if we go to our Facebook page and refresh that, we should see it up here. So you might want to mess about with the formatting and whatnot, but it's super easy, just automatically for us, which is exactly what we want it to do. It just, like I say, saves us a bit of time. And that is it. We'll turn that on and then we'll continue with the rest of them. So yeah, it's as easy as that to just add in a little bit of automation, setting up the actual Facebook, the actual social accounts, and then adding a little bit of automation to it. Yeah, that that is it really. That takes very little time, as you can see. So yeah, now I'm going to open it up. If anyone's got any questions, any questions on this, any questions on any of the social accounts, any questions on affiliate marketing, just feel free to put it in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer anything. More than happy. So if you haven't done already, check out the AM Ninjas Facebook group. It's one that we've recently taken over. Oh, that's a page, one moment. So we obviously have the AM Ninjas Facebook group, which is currently got 34,000 members in there. So a really good learning resource. So yeah, don't forget to join that. Obviously, we're doing a lot of work with the brands in more niche. So Brutal Force is having a lot of work done to it at the moment. New products, new we've got the SARMs, we've got the steroids, we've got the specific landing pages. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming out from that. Have you ever used Canva to automate? To be honest, I haven't. No, I haven't. All I ever use Canva for, to be completely honest, is graphics. Banners, logos. I've used it for a couple of videos, so to create some videos, but I've not really used Canva to its fullest. So yeah, it's definitely something I'll have to look into more of. YouTube or video particularly is one that I really quite enjoy doing. Helps you get creative and whatnot. So I do really enjoy doing videos. So yeah, that's definitely what I look into. Yep, so it is pretty much identical to IFTTT. I personally used to use IFTTT, but to be honest, I didn't find the user experience to be as good. I find Zapier really easy to use. That's just personal preference. It does exactly the same thing. So whichever one you prefer to use, you'll be able to do the exact same. It's pretty much identical. So if we can't remember what my login details are, but if we get started, sign up. Try and get my brain working today. It's not happening. There we go, and sign up later. So it's pretty much the same. So if we go Twitter, I can't see this bit of the screen. Continue. So now we can just create, and this is basically if this. So if RSS feed, new feed item, and then we connect it. So we just put in our feed URL. So if there's a new item in the feed, then we want to post a tweet, connect. And then we have the title and the URL, and then you can add ingredients, which is just basically extra things that you can add on to it. And then we just create action and then continue. And then that's it, done. So as you can see, it is just as quick. What I do like is the fact that with Zapier, it does do that test one, so you can see straight away that it works. And yeah, I've never had any major issues with Zapier, but IFTTT, like I say, is as good. And it's really quick. That took what, a couple of minutes. So it's really quick, really useful. And it does, you're not going to necessarily get any traffic from Twitter or Facebook pages. They're not massively traffic generation, especially at Twitter. Twitter to me is very business focused. I not that I'm into fitness, but if I was into fitness, which I'm a little bit, I wouldn't be going to Twitter. But at the same time, it's good to have all of those accounts set up, so you've got that that presence, that authority kind of. They're your typical base authority trust building links and accounts. So things like citations are the same, particularly if you're doing local SEO. You have citations to your foundation links to help build up the authority of the overall domain. So the social accounts are very similar to that. You need to be building up the actual foundations of the authority, and that's why I recommend doing it. And having automation allows it to show that it's still an active account, and it's not just a dormant account that was created and nothing done with it. So that is it really. So next week I'm away on holiday, so I won't be doing a training session next week, unfortunately. So it'll probably be the week after. What browser extension or software do you suggest in order to use multiple accounts, like multiple Twitters and multiple Facebook accounts? So you can use Hootsuite. The free version allows you to use so many. So there's Hootsuite, where you can basically just set up individual accounts and you can post to different ones. So I would say that that's probably the main one. To be completely honest, I do a lot of it fairly manual, so I will not manual, but I'll log into each individual account. But if you're doing the RSS stuff, it's set automatically, so I don't need to actually log into those accounts necessarily. And then if you're doing something like Tailwind, then that's just obviously Pinterest and does do Instagram as well. So you'd have an account for each one. So use Firefox. Use Firefox multiple profiles. I mean, you can do. There are extensions and tools that will allow you to do it. I don't necessarily think it's massively needed. And like I say, Hootsuite does it really well. So yeah, any other questions? Oops. Cool. If not, then we will call it a day. Like I say, if you've got any questions in the meantime, feel free to drop me a email anytime, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. Okay, cool. Did not know that. Did not know that at all. Sounds really useful. No worries. Have a excellent week. On Wednesday, I have got a live stream actually, just running through the Brutal Force product, going through the promotional guide. So if any of you guys are promoting Brutal Force or are interested in it, check out the live stream on Wednesday, same time, and I'll run through that. So yeah, I will see you then, and have a excellent weekend. Excellent week. It's only Monday. That's me wishing it was a weekend already. So yeah, have an excellent week. So